All right, let's talk about something we all deal with. Those moments when stress just takes over and we do or say something we immediately regret. Today, we're going to unpack exactly why that happens. And more importantly, I'm going to give you a simple toolkit to get back in the driver's seat so you can choose how you respond instead of letting your impulses run the show.
Does this sound familiar? You've had a tough, long day, and suddenly you're firing off a text you know you shouldn't. Or you find yourself halfway through a bag of chips, or maybe you're just mindlessly adding things to a virtual shopping cart. Yeah, we've all been there. But listen, these aren't random failures of willpower. They are totally predictable patterns, and just understanding them is the first big step to changing them.
So here is the absolute key idea. If you take away one thing, let it be this. That annoying email or that sudden feeling of boredom, that's not the real problem. The real problem is the stress that's already there. Think of stress as the amplifier that turns a quiet little urge into a deafening, impossible-to-ignore shout in your head. Okay, let's dig into this connection a little more. I want you to imagine your ability to handle things, your patience, is like a bucket. When you're rested and feeling good, that bucket is mostly empty. But as stress fills it up all day long, work, traffic, little annoyances, even one final tiny drop can make the whole thing overflow. And that's your overreaction.
And what is that little drop? Well, that's the trigger. A trigger can be literally anything. It could be something external, like a notification popping up on your phone, or it can be totally internal, like a sudden pang of loneliness or a wave of anxiety. The key thing is that it acts as a cue, and it kicks off this automatic chain reaction, often before you even realize what's happening.
So what is going on in our brains when this happens? Well, it's really a biological story. It's a tale of two different systems inside your head that are kind of competing with each other.
On one side, you've got what we'll call the hot system. This is your fast, emotional survival brain. It's all about impulse and reflex. On the other side, you have the cool system, your slow, logical thinking brain. Now, when you get stressed, your body releases hormones that basically pour gasoline on that hot system. It causes something called an amygdala hijack. And this is so important to understand. This is not a failure of your character. It's just biology. Your emotional brain literally takes over your thinking brain, and that makes those impulsive reactions almost inevitable.
So what do we do about it? How do we handle this? Well, the answer isn't to fight our impulses, because you know what? That usually just makes them stronger. Instead, we're going to learn to just observe them as they pass by. And the technique for this is called urge surfing. This right here is the whole mindset shift you need. An urge feels like a direct order, like a command, but it's not. It's just a wave of sensation and thought. So instead of getting totally swept away by it or trying to build a giant wall to stop it, you can actually learn to just ride it out.
And here's the cool part. Every single urge, I don't care how intense it feels, follows this exact same pattern. It rises up, it hits a peak, and that peak is usually the moment we give in. But if you can just wait, it will always fall, and then it dissolves, all on its own. In fact, most of the really intense urges will fade in about 20 to 30 minutes if you just don't feed them.
Okay, so how do you actually do this? It's pretty simple. The next time an urge hits, first, just notice it. No judgment, don't beat yourself up. Then, get curious. Where do you feel it in your body? Is it a tightness in your chest, a knot in your stomach? Then, just breathe into that sensation slowly and deeply. Remind yourself, this is just a wave. This will pass. And then, just stay with it until you feel that intensity start to drop, even just a little bit.
Urge surfing is an amazing skill. It's like a mindfulness superpower. But every superhero needs a utility belt, right? So let's add 3 more super practical, in-the-moment strategies to your toolkit.
The first one is so simple. Delay. Impulses absolutely thrive on speed. So by forcing a pause, seriously, even just for 5 or 10 minutes, you create this little window of time for your logical, cool system to get back online. Before you send that angry text, just set a timer for 10 minutes. You will be shocked at how much smaller that urge feels when the timer goes off.
Next up, substitution. Your urges are actually trying to solve a problem for you. They're looking for relief or comfort or distraction. So the trick here is to find a healthier behavior that solves that same underlying need. You're not trying to stop the impulse, you're just redirecting its energy into something better.
So for example, instead of stress eating, maybe a quick 5-minute walk gives you that same mental break. Instead of endlessly scrolling on your phone to escape, maybe reading just one page of a book offers a similar distraction. You see the pattern here? The goal is to find a substitute that actually serves you better in the long run.
And finally, we have remove the cue.
Honestly, this is the ultimate prevention strategy. Why fight a battle you don't even have to be in? By just changing your environment, like silencing your phone notifications or not keeping tempting junk food in the house, you eliminate the trigger before it even has a chance to fire. You win before the fight even starts.
Okay, so we have all these amazing tools. Let's put them all together into one simple, memorable action plan that you can use the second you feel yourself getting triggered.
Think of this as your 5-step emergency brake. First, just stop. Freeze. Take one single breath. Second, identify. Ask yourself, what am I feeling? What is this urge trying to solve? Third, surf the wave. Don't fight it, don't obey it. Just watch it. Fourth, swap. Pick one of those healthier substitutes. And finally, later, when the moment is past, shift the setup for next time. Figure out how you can remove that cue.
So here's the bottom line. This is the transformation we're aiming for. You are literally rewiring your brain. You're moving from this automatic, stressful chain reaction to creating a little bit of space. And in that space, you get to notice, you get to pause, and most importantly, you get to choose how you want to respond. That choice, that is where all your power is.
Look, these skills are not about being perfect. They are all about practice. Every single time you choose to surf an urge instead of acting on it, or you pick a substitute, you are strengthening that respond muscle. So I'll leave you with a question. What's the first wave, that one small impulse that you're going to choose to practice surfing this week?